Hi, my name is Mandy Buchanan, and I'm the owner of Go Deeper Bible Studies. At Go Deeper Bible Studies, we are particularly interested in the subject of biblical typology and how things in the Old Testament foreshadow and are symbols of things in the New Testament. And so in today's video, we are going to be having a look at the topic of Noah's Ark and the biblical typology in Noah's Ark. And this is based primarily on research done from M.R. DeHaan's book, Portraits of Christ in Genesis, which I will leave a link to in the description below. So let us start by reading in Genesis 6 what it says about the story of Noah's Ark. And I'm reading from the King James Version. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in the cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven. And everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant. And thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing, of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind. Of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee, to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee, and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. So now we're going to be having a look at specific aspects of this ark. Firstly, let us consider that there was only one door. That door was designed by God, and it was shut by God. And this door refers to Jesus. We are told in John 10 verse 7, Then said Jesus unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. So here we see that Jesus refers to himself as the door. And that door is the way to salvation. Jesus is the only way to salvation. And in Noah's ark, the ark was the only way that Noah and his family could be saved from the flood. There was no other way, so they had to come through that door, which was symbolic of Jesus Christ. Now, the other thing that we see is there was only one window, and that window faced upwards. And the reason for that was because if Noah and his family had been able to see the devastation around them, all the people that they'd ever known dying, and the world that they knew being literally destroyed, you can imagine the fear that they would have felt, and just the panic that they would have felt. But that window showed them that they were to look to God, just to God, and that he would protect them, that he would be with them. And that is what we need to do when our world is coming against us and we're facing problems around us. We need to look up and to see that God is with us, that He will help us through whatever situation we are facing. And so that was shown in the ark as well, to look to God. So I hope that you'll do that today. Another aspect of the ark was that this pitch that was used to make the ark, to bind the ark together, is mentioned a couple of times in the Bible, but every other time that it is mentioned, it is actually translated as the word atonement, a covering. And it means a covering. And in the ark, because the same word is used for atonement, it actually means the blood of the atonement. The blood of the atonement was there in the ark. We saw that Jesus was the door and that we could only get salvation through Him. But it's also true that we can only be atoned for our sins through His blood. And so that too was in the ark, in that pitch. The same word, kofar, that was used for pitch is used everywhere else in the Bible. Finally, it's important to realize that all of these details in the ark were designed by God Himself. Noah had had no experience with shipbuilding, and he didn't even know about rain and floods, and it was long before the first boat had ever been built. So Noah had no experience with this, but God Himself gave him the blueprints. And so it is with us that God Himself gives us salvation. It is only God who can prepare such a wonderful way for us to be saved as through Jesus Christ and His death on the cross. No one else could have imagined that such a wonderful thing could happen. And so we see that God Himself creates the blueprints for the ark and the blueprints for our salvation. And another thing I just want to throw in here is the fact that the dimensions of the ark were all multiples of 5. And 5 is the number of grace. That God has shown us His grace in providing His Son as a way of salvation for us. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's session and that you'll join us again next time. Thank you and goodbye.